It is a damn good day to be a One Punch Man fan because after what seemed like the longest month ever, we finally have a new chapter of One Punch Man, chapter 185. And as the title of the chapter suggests, we get updates on several heroes, some pretty surprising reveals as well, and we finish up with an insane new Genos upgrade that in my opinion solidifies him as a top 5 hero in the Hero Association without question. And we just have to start off with this awesome, super clean looking cover page of Genos, looking totally dripped out. The Fubuki and Tatsumaki covers are fun and all, but you can't beat a fresh, clean looking cover like this for Genos. I'll take one of these every day. And believe it or not, we actually pick up the chapter with a God reference right off the bat because we see Flashy Flash questioning this defeated monster as to whether or not he knows the whereabouts of God. And of course, as he says in this chapter, some weak fodder like him would have no clue where God is or even know of his existence at all. Well, after realizing this, he kind of turns his line of questioning into finding other Monster Association members, like for example, Minako, who he has drawn up on this piece of paper, and this is kind of the first acknowledgement of Minako and her whereabouts since the Monster Association arc ended. I for one thought she was going to be like Flashy Flash's sidekick from here on out or something, but it turns out that she might have fled during the commotion of Garo escaping the heroes at the end of the arc. Well, the monster tries doing a surprise attack on Flashy Flash, and he annihilates it instantly without any effort, and starts thinking about how he has to find Minako before other heroes do, because she'll definitely be taken out by them if he doesn't find her first. I think this is kind of Flashy Flash's coy way of trying to find his friend, because I do feel like they kind of formed some kind of bond along with Saitama as they were traveling underground in the Monster Association. So honestly, I hope Minako comes back soon. But he also starts thinking about Saitama in that whole endeavor, and realizes that he is the real deal. Yet another S-class hero that has truly realized Saitama is the strongest being in the entire world. Well, I guess he doesn't think he's that strong because he kind of is a little delusioned and says with a top tier mentor, he could really be of some use. So I guess he's acknowledging Saitama a little bit, but not completely yet. But that's fine, whatever, as long as he knows that Saitama's the real deal, you know, like at least strong enough to be acknowledged by an S-class hero. I'll take anything I can get for Saitama at this point, honestly. And hey, if you like getting One Punch Man chapters before everybody else, make sure to subscribe because I'm one of the first people to post about one as soon as a chapter is released. So turn notifications on so you're always updated on the very next chapter coming. Well, we then cut over to another S-class hero, Tank Top Master, who seems to have lost all the weight that he gained after getting that like energy transference from Pig God through Fubuki's powers. But it seems like he's really been hitting the gym here to burn off that fat. Well, on top of working out, he also seems to be holding the 37th Tank Top meeting. And it actually turns out that a lot of their own members had quit after the Monster Association arc after realizing like there's no way that we can ever possibly compete with these kinds of monsters. Well, Tank Top Master, being the Chad that he is not discouraged by this at all, and he says, look, let's not worry about these guys that quit, let's worry about looking forward and the people that are here right now. Well, his good spirits seem to be right because we have 3 heroes that actually appear to join the Tank Top crew. They're 3 weaker C-class heroes that kind of saw how awesome the Tank Top crew is and want to join them. And of course, Tank Top Master, being the ultimate senpai, accepts them with open arms. And let me just take a brief moment to just give some Tank Top Master appreciation here because in the webcomic, and I'm not going to spoil anything from there in this video, so don't worry, along with the manga, Tank Top Master just takes a ton of L's all the time. And I think he's just one of the most genuine heroes in the entire story because he's always positive, he's always looking out for other people, and even though he's always getting one-upped by like machinery and psychic powers, he still keeps his quote-unquote Tank Top spirit going. Tank Top Master's a real one. I don't think he gets the appreciation that he deserves. Well, we're gonna come back to Tank Top Master later on in this chapter, but for now, we get reintroduced to a character that I definitely did not think we would be seeing anytime soon, if at all, which is Phoenix Man, or at this point, Chick Man, because we actually see him helping walk these school kids across the street. He seems to be some kind of like crossing guard mascot now, and he's actually approached by Child Emperor. Well, we see them sitting down in this diner where we have Phoenix Man explain what's really been happening to him ever since their fight. He thought that, you know, after becoming that small Chick Man, he'd eventually regain his strength and go back to being Phoenix Man, but really all that's happened is he just became a larger version of himself, so he's assuming that he's pretty much going to be weak forever from this point on. And he's totally fine with that because he's kind of learning to turn a new leaf, live a new life amongst society, and try to give back as much as he can. We see the Child Emperor is kind of skeptical of this because he has this gun pointing at him under the table, trouble. But you know, Chickman says that he's happy doing what he's doing right now. I have no reason to doubt him. I honestly always loved him as a character, so I'm really glad that he's back, and I'm very happy that it seems like he might be playing a bigger role in the story than we initially thought, because we have to remember that he's the one that kind of opened Child Emperor's eyes to the corruption of the Hero Association that we're slowly starting to find out about now. So Child Emperor, of course, is very curious to know where he even got that information from, because it's all turning out to be true. So he kind of starts pressing Chickman about this information, but unfortunately we don't get to any more of that in this chapter because we cut over to yet another S-Class hero, Super Alloy Darkshine himself, who's lifting these massive weights, working out as he always does, but it's made pretty clear that he hasn't overcome the massive defeat that he took during the Monster Association arc against Vomited Fear Ugly. For those of you who know Super Alloy Darkshine, you know that he's kind of weak-minded compared to his like impenetrable body. So no matter how hard he tries, he still feels the wounds that were given to him by Vomited Fear Ugly, even though he's healed, it seems like. And he points out that he's still afraid of the next battle, and things aren't looking too good for him. It seems like he might be having a, change of career or something. Doesn't seem like he wants to be a hero anymore. Darkshine's also one of those like simple-minded heroes that I do appreciate in the story because they're just genuine. What you see is what you get. So I'm crossing my fingers for Darkshine in hopes that he bounces back. But as is the habit with this chapter, we hop over to yet another scene where these tree-like monsters called the Forest Folk are attacking Y City. They're shown to be disaster level tigers, so not a very serious threat, but also still a pretty scary one if you look at them. A few C-class heroes and Magic Trick Man try to fight off these forest monsters, and they're pretty successful with that at first, but they slowly start to get overwhelmed by the sheer numbers of the Forest Folk. But thankfully, at the nick of time, this is when the tank top crew come in with a tank top tackle, saving these heroes and seemingly saving the day before Tank Top Master actually hits the leader of the Forest Folk, Forest King. And this is where the real threat is, because he's revealed to be disaster level dragon. And I love Tank Top Master, but we've seen several times in the past that he's not really the S-Class hero type to tank a dragon level monster one-on-one. He might be approaching that if he got some kind of buffs from the Monster Association arc, but as it stands right now, there's no way he would stand a chance against a dragon level monster. Well, thankfully for them, there's this massive explosion that seems to be like twice the size of buildings that incinerates like the majority of the Forest Folk. And we see that it's none other than our boy Genos talking to himself, saying, "I see, the new firepower seems perfectly suitable, as I expected from Dr. Kuseno. I can battle dragon level monsters as well." But more interestingly than that, we're gonna get to his upgrades in a second. He also says, "I'd like to ask Saitama Sensei for another sparring match." But before that, and as soon as he says this, we get this super awesome, clean looking spread of Genos' new upgraded body. And man, I have been looking forward to this for so long as a webcomic reader, because like I said, I won't be spoiling anything here, but Genos is most certainly in for some massive upgrades that are going to be revealed in the coming chapters. And like I said at the top of the video, to me, this kind of solidifies him as a top 5 hero in the Hero Association, because he himself says that he can take on a dragon level monster on his own, and it's implied that he actually defeats the Forest King. So just that feat alone, to me, sends him into the top 5. I mean, he's obviously not stronger than Blast, Tatsumaki, maybe not like the raw firepower of Metal Knight yet, and Bang's retired. So really, anyone other than like maybe Flashy Flash, I really don't see winning an all-out battle against Genos' upgraded body to this point. Well, after taking yet another L, Tank Top Master goes back to the gym with his tank top crew, and they start training the hell out of their bodies, with their mantra on the wall being, "Defeat them, psychic power and machine power." I love to see it. Keep fighting on, Tank Top Master. One of these days you're going to overcome psychics and cyborgs, but not today. And one really great bit of news at the end of this chapter, we actually get from the person that usually translates these for us, Vipham, where he kind of clears up these rumors that have been going on in the One Punch Man community lately, where it was stated that Murata was rumored to be going on a really long hiatus after this chapter, seeing as how his health has been declining a little bit lately. And he's also went on Twitter Spaces and said that he wants to go on a vacation soon. While it might still seem like there might be a small hiatus coming in the near future, you guys can, screenshot this if you want and read it yourself, but it very much seems like it was kind of blown out of proportion and isn't going to be like this year-long hiatus like many people have been saying. Great news for that. Really hope that Murata gets his health together and takes care of himself before anything, and I'm just very much appreciative that we got this chapter when we did. Let me know what you guys think about this chapter though in the comments below. That is it for this video, guys. Have an absolutely wonderful night, and I'll see you guys in the next video.